I always find it interesting because quite often I hear from my Liberal members of this committee that they're concerned that that we're distracted doing other things and that they want to get back to the hard work of what this committee is doing. And I know we have some reports and whatnot that are sitting on the table. Yet here we are into a multiple meeting filibuster by Liberals based on the answer to what initially, when posed by the media, by Conservative members, and by other opposition parties, what seemed at the time to be a pretty simple question. Who is this Randy that's in question? And yet we now have parliamentary resources, hours and hours of committee time, and the Liberals are doing backflips, trying to make excuses and to muddy the waters to say, okay, well, phone records, but not witnesses, this, but then not that, and the other thing. And it all comes down to a very, very, very simple question. Who is this individual referred to as Randy in these text messages? I don't understand, and it is truly bewildering, Chair, that the Liberals would burn so much political capital, that they would burn so much time, and that they would spend so much energy trying to equivocate on this very, very simple question and turn a simple question into a scandal. While the Liberals are blaming opposition parties for asking these questions and suggesting that maybe there's something to hide here, well, Mr. Chair, the reason why we are asking these questions is because the Liberals refuse to answer that one very simple, straightforward question. And in the absence of an answer to that question, one is inevitably led to the conclusion that they are trying to hide something, whether it is members of this committee doing it willfully or whether it is direction from the top that they cannot allow these answers to be given. Whatever the case is, quite frankly, that's their internal policies, and I would suggest an attitude that has led them to the situation that they're in today. But when it comes down to it, Chair, what this committee needs to get to the bottom of is that very simple question, and then we can proceed very logically after that point. But the one question I would hope that all members of this committee, and I understand that there's some question marks around the conduct of these companies and contracts, including some government contracts and some very, very suspicious things. I know when the minister came before this committee, that was one of the most partisan attitudes that I've ever seen a minister of the Crown present before committee. But he, members of the Liberal Party, and so many others simply refused to answer the very, very basic question of who is this Randy in question. So my encouragement to all members, to you, Mr. Chair, and to those who are watching, is until there is a forthrightness and willingness on the Liberals to answer that simple question, the inevitable conclusion, rather, is that they are trying to cover up and hide something damning.